Hello exiles, welcome to my channel. I just started to make videos and this is my first video ever. I was actually surprised it would be a POE video. I am not a streamer nor a professional content creator. I have a full-time job and just gaming when I have some free time. I play POE 2 since early access and finally decided to give POE 1 a try in 3.27. I found it interesting and have some thoughts about how I feel about my first time experience playing POE 1 as a POE 2 player, but that may be another topic for another day. Today, I am going to talk about the build that I created in 3.27, utilizing new League mechanism grafts. I will try to explain it as clearly as I can. There is no sponsor, and I don't really care about likes, subscribe, and all the other bullshit. Do whatever is best for you. Okay, let's get into the build. What is Graft and why? Graft is the new League mechanism in 3.27. It is a fake arm that can give status to your character and also can give you unique abilities that can do damage, defense, utility, or fun. There are many different types of grafts. Lightning, cold, fire, physical, they all do different things. In this build, we use 2 of the cold damage-focused grafts, and we build everything around them to make them work. Why? Because it's November, it's wintertime, so why not? Core mechanism. Falling crystals shot out ice projectiles to nearby chilled or frozen enemies. To maximize falling crystal damage, consistently applying chilling, freezing to nearby enemies is the key. Options can be self-casting skills can induce cold ailment, cluster jewelry points, chilling presence, or skitterbots. In this build, skitterbots are used due to its synergetic effect on other parts of the build. Dance in the White has 2 parts of damage, one from the tornado itself and another part from icicle projectiles. The tornado will shoot icicle projectiles that deal the same amount of damage as the tornado itself when you critically attack an enemy. To maximize the damage of this skill, we need to find a way that can deal a large amount of critical attack in a short amount of time during the tornado uptime window to trigger maximum amount of icicle projectiles in addition to the tornado damage itself. Options are wander attacks such as Power Siphon, KB, or any melee attacks. In this build, Cyclone is used due to its synergetic effect on other parts of the build. How to do damage? When skitterbots are active, it automatically chills and shocks nearby enemies if they are not immune to elemental ailments. This will allow falling crystals to become an auto-boomer, which you won't need to worry about this skill at all. When it comes to harder, rare monsters or bosses, place the tornado and spin in the cyclone creates critical attacks, which triggers icicle projectiles to melt the boss in a second. Place the boss next to terrain or a wall to allow projectiles to bounce and chain back and forth, do even more damage. Damage scaling. The Graft. Damage does not scale with character power. All the modifiers that affect character do not apply to Graft. All of your more damage, ink damage, added DMG, gained DMG, none of that will apply to graft damage. So the only few ways to scale graft damage are from the modifiers on graft itself and debuffs that can increase damage taken on the enemy. This means we will try to apply a bunch of curses, exposures, debuffs, ailments as much as we can on the boss and push that to the limit. There are 5 major modifiers on graft that can influence graft damage output. Skill level, increased damage percent, critical hit chance and crit damage, gained extra chaos damage as cold, cooldown reduction. You can pick your own combo if you want to optimize the build, but my choices are increased damage percent and gained extra chaos damage. Skill level is not as strong per wiki data, roughly 30% more. Crit can be a thing, but even with 100% crit, it only gives 130% more. The Graft skill base crit is 18%. It is very hard to make it close to 100% crit chance. Of course, you can add extra crit chance on enemies taken such as Mark, Brittle, and Profane Grounds, Flask. But those debuffs work for other modifiers too, which makes it not as strong. Ink can roll up to 220%. Without any other sources of ink, this is basically 220% more. This makes the inky percent modifier the best damage option. Cooldown or extra 1 tornado is just not competitive here. They can be good for utility, but for damage, if you can kill with 1 tornado, then why wait for the second? Gaining extra chaos damage is the last option. It is good because the 56% gained part of damage can be further scaled by Curse and Wither, easily over 100% more. This part of damage is consistent, and chaos damage can bypass ES, which is very strong when paired with Culling Strike. It will kill anything below 10% HP, even if they have huge ES, which none of the other modifiers can do that. This alone makes this modifier the second best option on Cold Damage Graft for damage boosting. Choose an Occultist for extra cold and chaos resistance reduction, immune to freeze and chill, and a huge amount of ES for defense, allowing you to go for CI. Other options might include Elementalist for extra shock and exposure, Warden for double shock and scorch, or anything you want. Sources can increase enemy damage taken. Curses, Frostbite, Elemental Weakness, Despair, Punishment, Assassin's Mark. Wither, Withering Touch linked with Cyclone. Cold Exposure, Glove Imp, Shock, Scorch, Bone Chill, Arkan's Toolbelt, Grant Enhanced Skitterbots. To Brittle, Elder Imp on Boots. Others, Unique Gem, Rational Doctrine, Unique Flask Bottled Faith. Now let's talk about gear. This build requires a large amount of mana reservation to have 4 curses running as Aura, Skitterbots, Tempest Shield, and other defense auras. To achieve that, we need a certain combo of unique items. Helmet. Heretic's Veil is simply the best item if you want to run multiple curses in Blasphemy. Amulet. In Presence gives free 2 curses basically. Pick the cheapest combo of 2. Other stats are just additional bonuses. Ring. Anathema to solve curse limit. We need 5 curses, so we need to have 5 max power charges. This is easy to naturally fit into the tree and help the crit chance for Cyclone. Belt. Archon's Tool Belt. Eventually the goal is Headhunter or Mage Blood, but before you get money, Skitterbot is very good. Weapon. Looking for a high critical chance, hit cannot be evaded. Ideally to have attack speed, mana regen or leech, but it's optional. The damage of the weapon does not matter. Shield, ES, block chance, mana reservation resistance. Tree, focus on ES, curse, block, mana reservation. Jewelry, must have enduring focus for endurance charge. Other ones depend on your character. Now let's talk about defense. I have 10k energy shield, CI. All elemental rays max at 80. Double block on 78%. Immune to stun, chill, freeze, poison, corrupted blood. Periodically immune bleeding due to steel skin. Reduced ignite duration, avoided chance from flask. Jewelry as needed. Huge amount of ES recharge and regeneration with panic bottom of temporal rift. Also a bunch of damage reduction from chest imp. Enemy is chilled, cursed, flesh and stone. Reduced curse effect from tree and CWDT, purifying flame. Because we don't need to invest any points on offense, we can be very, very tanky and still deal tons of damage through the graft. Let's look at skill gems real quick. 6 links goes into Cyclone, Withered, Touch, Culling, Strike, Infused, Channeling, Power Charge on critical. The last socket can be anything you want. If you want more crit, you go crit chance. Since I am pretty much capped during boss fights with flasks on, I used Nightblade for more speed. Skitterbots on the shield. Unbond Ailment's Bone Chill. All curses go into the helmet. Automation. Steel Skin CWDT Purifying Flame. You can put Cold Snap for more speed. It will generate good amount of frenzy charge during mapping. Mark on Hit Assassin's Mark. Single sockets. Flesh and Stone, Tempest Shield, Frost Blink, Wall of Force, Temporal Rift. Those skills don't need to be linked with others to avoid additional mana reservation cost multiplier. Optional, Val, Lightning Trap. Optional, the socket on the ring can be anything you want. Conclusion, the build is optimized at this level that can clear all the content fairly easily. It is not the highest damage or fastest or tankiest build, but for the price you pay, I would say it's very decent. I spent about 20 divines at this point. You can get it done as low as below 10 divines if you just want a lower end version, which should work pretty good as well, especially if you have enough skill in boss fights. Further upgrade will be Mage Blood. After swapping to Mage Blood, I will have a lot of resistance freed from gear to go for spell suppression. By then, there's pretty much nothing much you can do, unless you want to go Legion Timeless and replace all the passive with tattoos, which in my opinion might just better start another character. That's all about the build. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you have been thinking about building a Graft-based character with a limited budget, you can give it a try. I promise it is really strong. Let me know if you have any questions by leaving a comment down below, and I will see you next time. GG.